One of the biggest trends that we're seeing right now is friends pooling money to buy a home together.
What?
Yeah.
Buying homes with friends.
But why do you love that?
We've been friends for over 15 years and decided to co-buy a house together.
We are practically like brothers.
I co-bought with my now spouse, Julia.
If you know me and my roommate, you probably know that we are buying a house together.
We bought a house!
Affordability is one of the biggest challenges in today's housing market, especially for young buyers. Because of that, we're seeing people rethink how they approach homeownership. One of the biggest trends that we're seeing right now is friends pooling money to buy a home together instead of waiting until they can do it on their own. This approach isn't just for young buyers. We also see it working well for seniors, siblings, and longtime friends who want to reduce expenses, plan ahead financially, and create some more stability.
Yeah, so today we're breaking down how buying a home together actually works, how the mortgage process is structured, and what you should think through before you decide if this strategy makes sense for you.
Why this trend is growing. Home prices, interest rates, and the cost of living have changed the way people think about buying a home. Waiting for the perfect time or the perfect financial situation often means waiting far longer than they expected. So now we see many buyers can comfortably afford a home when costs are shared, but not on a single income. So pooling resources allows people to enter that market sooner, starting to build equity earlier and gain some stability instead of continuing to rent.
So we're seeing lifestyle shifts drive this trend. Friends already share rent, utilities, and responsibilities. So buying together can be a natural next step when it's approached intentionally and with clear expectations.
Absolutely, friends can buy a home together, and it's more common than most people realize.
Yeah, so from like a legal and financial standpoint, everyone on the purchase is treated equally. If you're on the title, you are typically also on the mortgage. That means everyone's financial profile matters, credit scores, income, debt, assets, they're all reviewed collectively.
Yeah. So one important thing to understand is that the lowest credit score in the group can influence loan terms, which is why planning ahead is so important.
So buying together works best when everyone understands that this is a shared financial commitment, not just a shared living arrangement.
How does the mortgage process work? When friends buy a home together, lenders look at the group as a single borrowing unit. Incomes are combined, debts are combined, and qualification is based on the overall financial picture.
Yeah, so most of these scenarios use conventional loans, although other options may be available depending on the situation. Down payment funds can come from multiple buyers as long as everything is properly documented. Everyone on the loan is equally responsible for the mortgage. If one person moves out or loses income, the remaining buyers are still fully responsible for the payment.
This is why we always recommend talking with a lender early in the process and having some honest conversations before the home shopping begins. Let's talk about now what are some of those benefits of buying a home together.
The biggest benefit is increased buying power. Pooling income can open the door to better locations, larger homes, or properties with long-term potential. Monthly expenses like mortgage, utilities, and maintenance are shared, which can create more financial flexibility. For many buyers, this also means building equity sooner instead of waiting years to buy a loan.
Definitely some risk, and how do you protect yourself? The risks are real and should be definitely discussed upfront. Changes in relationships, job situations, our future plans can create some challenges if expectations really aren't clearly defined.
Yeah, that's why we strongly recommend a written agreement drafted by a real estate attorney. This agreement should outline how expenses are split, how decisions are made, what happens if someone wants to sell or move out.
Clear communication and planning protect both the investment and the relationships involved. So now let's go into our other group and why this works for seniors. This approach is not just for our younger buyers. We're seeing seniors use this strategy successfully as well.
Yeah, and also friends or siblings downsizing together can reduce housing costs while maintaining independence. It can also free up equity from previous home and create predictable monthly expenses. For many, it provides both financial efficiency and built-in support without sacrificing privacy or autonomy.
Who does this work best for? Buying a home together works best for people who can communicate well, plan ahead, and treat the purchase like a business decision, not just a lifestyle choice. It's definitely not the right fit for everyone, but for the right group, it can be a smart and empowering way to achieve home ownership sooner.
So just to wrap this up, if you're thinking about buying a home with friends, siblings, or longtime companions, questions, we're happy to help you evaluate whether this strategy makes sense and guide you through the process.
Yeah, so if you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the Austin Home Guide and let us know what topics you'd like us to cover next. Okay.